Hey, what's up guys? It is me, Chachionics. I am here with another video. This video is going to be about the UFC fights happening tomorrow. A featherweight bout between number 2, Brian Ortega, and number 3, Yair Rodriguez. That will be the headliner for the fights tomorrow. These fights will be in the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York, United States. So these fights are going to happen a lot earlier than anticipated. So before I delve more deeper into the fights for tomorrow, I do want to talk briefly about how I did last week for UFC on ESPN Dos Anjos versus Fiziev. I had a record of 6 wins and 5 losses. I did all right. I started off a little rough and I managed to reel it back as the event progressed. Don't need to delve deep into the details of that. All I will say is that I had 6 wins and 5 losses. There was one fight that was pulled off the card, and that was the Cynthia Calvillo and Nina Nunes fight. That fight has been scheduled for a later date. I don't know for which event. I'm not going to try and remember what event that is. All in all, to keep things brief about last week, I did okay. I did decent. I had 6 wins and 5 losses. So now tomorrow will be UFC on ABC, Ortega versus Rodriguez. This will also be known as UFC on ABC3. And as I mentioned earlier, these will be at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York, United States. There will be 12 fights, 6 fights on the prelims, and 6 fights on the main card. So let's just go. I'm going to give the times, and then I'm going to give the overview, and then I'm going to give my predictions because I already have the fighters who I want. I already have the fighters selected prior to making this video, just to make this video run a lot smoother, run a lot quicker. So the prelims will begin at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. They will be on ESPN and ESPN Plus, and the main card will begin at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on ABC and ESPN Plus. The other thing is, if you've noticed, I'm making this during the day. It is not on the day of the fight. It is the day before the fight. I'm making this on July 15th at 3:31 p.m. And tomorrow is July 16th. So I just wanted to mention that and put that out there. So let's give the overview of the fights. So to kick things off, we have a women's strawweight bout at 115 pounds between number 14 Jessica Penne and Emily Ducote. We then have a middleweight bout at 185 pounds between Dwight Grant and Dustin Stoltzfus. We then have a light heavyweight bout at 205 pounds between number 15 Dustin Jacoby and Daeun Jung. We then have a featherweight bout at 145 pounds between Bill Algeo and Herbert Burns. We then have a bantamweight bout at 135 pounds between number 13 Ricky Simone and number 14 Jack Shore. And then this will be the feature of the prelims. It will be a middleweight bout at 185 pounds between Punahele Soriano and Dalcha Lungiambula. That is the prelims. We then move to the main card. To kick things off on the main card, we have a women's flyweight bout at 125 pounds between number 3 Lauren Murphy and number 10 Misha Tate. I did look at the rankings beforehand. Misha Tate is not the number 10 flyweight. She is the number 10 bantamweight. But for some reason, the UFC website has her listed as number 10. But they should have put like BTW for bantamweight to make it less confusing. But I just needed to mention that and put that out there. We then have a featherweight bout at 145 pounds between number 14 Shane Burgos and Charles Jourdain. We then have a flyweight bout at 125 pounds between number 8 Matt Schnell and number 12 Sumudaerji, however you pronounce his name. I'm not gonna try, even though I just did. We then have a welterweight bout at 170 pounds between number 14 Li Jingliang and Muslim Salikov. We then have a women's strawweight bout at 115 pounds between number 10 Michelle Waterson Gomez and number 11 Amanda Lemos. That will serve as the co-main event of the evening. And then we have our main event of the evening, like I mentioned earlier, a featherweight bout at 145 pounds between number 2 Brian Ortega and number 3 Yair Rodriguez. So I don't know why I paused there. I have no idea. But that is the overview of the fights. I already have the fighter selected. I wish I made this video earlier this week because I'll be celebrating my sister's birthday tomorrow and I have to wake up early. And that's why I'm making it during the day, because I want to make the video earlier, edit the video earlier, put it out there. So I'm going to have to wake up early tomorrow, and I don't want to spend the night editing the video and waking up early. And then her birthday was not tomorrow, her birthday's on Monday, July 18th, but that is a topic for a different day. This video is about the UFC fights. I just wanted to mention that. So, I already have the fighter selected. I did make one switch, and I will mention who was that switch after I make the overview. After I give the overview of the fighters that I have selected. Okay, let's just give the overview of the fighters who I have selected, and then I'll mention who I switched, and I'll also mention the fight that I am looking forward to the most. So, I have selected, my selections are Jessica Penne over Emily Ducote, Dwight Grant over Dustin Stoltzfus, Dustin Jacoby over Daeun Jung, Bill Algeo over Herbert Burns, Jack Shore over Ricky Simone, Punahele Soriano over Dalcha Langiambula. I got Lauren Murphy over Miesha Tate, Shane Burgos over Charles Jourdain, Sumaderji over Matt Schnell, Muslim Salikov over Li Jingliang, Amanda Lemos over Michelle Waterson Gomez, and Yair Rodriguez over Brian Ortega. So the switch, what I had initially, I was thinking about the fighters yesterday of who I wanted to pick, and my initial selection was Michelle Waterson Gomez. She was one of the fighters that I initially selected. Everybody else pretty much stayed the same. I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. I changed to Amanda Lemos. So I don't really want to delve into the reasons why, but I just that was one of the switch that I made from Michelle Waterson Gomez to Amanda Lemos. And the fight that I am looking forward to the most is the main event of the evening. Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez. I think that's going to be a fun fight. I also think the Li Jingliang versus Muslim Salikov fight is going to be absolutely insane. I think it's going to be a banger of a fight. I'm looking forward to that one as well. I'm also looking forward to Shane Burgos and Charles Jourdain. I think that's going to be a really fun fight too. I think that's going to be great. So that is pretty much it. That is who I got for tomorrow. That is the fight that I'm looking forward to most. That is the overview. That is everything. So I will, as always, give my disclaimer. If you are going to bet on the fighters that I have selected, make sure you are confident enough that the fighters that I have selected are going to win tomorrow. If you are not confident enough that the fighters that I have selected are going to win tomorrow, then pick the other fighter. No big deal. For example, I will always give an example. Tomorrow, I got Yair Rodriguez over Brian Ortega. If you don't think Yair Rodriguez is going to win, and you think actually, hey, Brian Ortega is going to win, then pick Brian Ortega. No harm, no foul in picking the opposite fighter that I have selected. Remember, all of these predictions are just for fun. Really, this is more of a reminder for myself. I don't care how I do tomorrow. I don't care if I go 0-14. I don't care if I get the main event wrong. I don't care, honestly. I just want to see a good night of fights, well, a good morning and afternoon of fights in tomorrow's case, and see some knockouts, see some submissions, see some wars, see some good fights. So that's what I want to see. So hopefully we get that tomorrow, whether I'm on the good end or bad end of that. I just want to see a good fight. Hopefully I do well though. Hopefully I do well, but regardless, I just want to see some good fights, and that is pretty much it. The one thing I will say before I end the video, I didn't mention it last week, even though it was on the same day. Before I end the video, all the fighters for tomorrow's fights made weight. Everybody made weight, which is absolutely fantastic, which is absolutely awesome. Everybody made weight. So hopefully we get a good day of fights, like I was mentioning before that information about the weigh-ins. I'm glad everybody made weight. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are watching the fights tomorrow, I hope you guys enjoy the fights. Comment down below who you guys think are going to win, whether you agree or disagree with me. And that is pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.